Okay, so let's get started. Thank you guys all for being here today. Today's webinar is going to be listing optimization and improving sales on Walmart. I know a lot of you are new to Walmart and some are seasoned, so this kind of goes for everyone. Today's presenters are myself. I'm Kelly Beatty, and I work in partnership and customer success here at GeekSeller, and we have our co-founder, Daniel, who will be with us for the Q&A session. So to get started, we're going to do a little review of the Walmart and Jet marketplaces. As most of you know, Walmart was purchased by Jet was purchased by Walmart in 2016. Even though Walmart owns Jet, they're still separate marketplaces. They do share reviews, but they also allow different products and levels of sellers. They also have different support contacts and different approval processes. So even though they are owned by the same company, there are big differences in how they both operate. If you're selling on one platform, we definitely encourage you to sell on the other. Just as you would sell on Walmart, Jet also has no monthly fees, just your percentages. So it's definitely something to look into, and we can easily move your products from one platform to the other. So if you need any help with that, you can contact our team. So a little bit about Walmart shipping standards. A lot of you know that there are seller scorecards and how you need to keep up on all your orders being fulfilled and everything else. So a few of their standards include when you first start with Walmart, your default values are going to be free shipping. Some people like to remove that and change it to their own shipping rates, but the default is always going to be free value. If you have any questions on how to remove that, our team can send you some documentation on step-by-step process. With your lag time, it's almost always 0, which means you'll ship within 24 hours. This is what Walmart generally requires. There are some products that meet a different lag time, which is like a 48-hour lag time. Anything higher than that will need to be approved by Walmart. This change went into effect a few months ago. So if you're looking for a lag time greater than 1, you'll need to contact them to get permission for that, which in only special cases, they'll usually approve that. With your shipping, you must submit valid tracking numbers. A lot of your seller scorecard goes off of those statistics. And if you're giving invalid tracking numbers, they're not going to be able to track those, and it's going to affect your scorecard. If you do need to change your tracking, there's some sort of issue with it, you want to contact your seller or your buyer directly and let them know the updated shipping. And then you want to create a case in Walmart and just let them know that you've updated the tracking information. There is nowhere in GeekSeller or Walmart where you can change that number. So along with that, we'll talk about seller ranking. If your products on GeekSeller suddenly show all staged, likely that your account has been suspended for too low of these scores. The on-time shipping, you want to be greater than 99. Cancellation, you want to be less than 1.5. And your refund rate is less than 5%. So what these means is you're shipping all of your items on time. You're not canceling any orders, so you always want to keep up to date on your quantities. Make sure you have enough, so that way if somebody orders, you don't need to cancel that. And your refund rate, you want to try and avoid as many defects in the products as possible to avoid those cancellations and refunds. If for some reason you do see that your products are suddenly all staged in the GeekSeller platform, you can contact our team and we can look into it a little bit to see if this is the case. If for some reason you are suspended, you'll need to speak to Walmart, who will walk you through the process. In terms of Walmart Multipacks, this is a very important one. Walmart identifies their products within their catalogs by UPCs, EANs, and GTIN numbers. Multipacks have a different UPC or EAN code than a single. So if you're trying to sell a multi-pack of something, it will need to have its own UPC or EAN or GTIN number. So if you have a single product, you can't just post it as a 2-pack and use that single UPC, because it will show incorrectly on Walmart's website because they're using the single product UPC. So what you might need to do is get a new UPC for that pack. And when we say multi-packs, we don't mean, a 2-pack. What they're saying is that if you have a case of soda, for example, that has 10 cans in it, that is one case. The multi-pack would be something like 10 cases of that 10 pack. So it's really important to understand multi-packs and how to use those UPCs. And if you have any questions, you can contact our team and we'll walk you through it some more. About a year ago, GeekSeller released something called barcodedata.org, and here you can go look for your product and actually link it right into GeekSeller. So if there's existing listings, you can actually connect right to them. It will pull all of the information so that you can connect to a certain listing. If the listing is not in here, unfortunately, you won't be able to connect to it, but you'll be able to see all the UPC numbers that it's currently listed under and all of its product information. So if you go to barcodedata.org and you want to list one of these products, all you need to do is export this product and it will take you through the process of importing it to your GeekSeller account, which you can then use to move it to Walmart. This is also good for Walmart's best-selling products. Here you'll be able to see the best-selling products as well as Walmart trends. So you can go through this list and see kind of what those hot products are right now and see if that's something you want to add to your catalog and help increase your sales. So advertising on Walmart. Currently, Walmart works a little bit differently than, say, like something like Amazon would. They don't have any specific advertising opportunities just open to sellers. However, they do run holiday promotions and are working with GeekSeller to identify sellers in particular categories. They are running category-specific advertisements now and then. And if they do, and GeekSeller finds that you match those categories, what we'll do is we'll reach out to you and see if you want to join that promotion. So they don't have any specific ads like Amazon would, but there are promotions out there that may apply to you. So a little bit about SEO on Walmart. This is one of the most important factors of having all of your products. The correct titles, descriptions, any videos, images, or key features, all of these things are going to play into how your item is searched for. So the better descriptions you give them, the better titles, anything like that, it'll definitely improve the likelihood of your product being searched for. So in terms of titles, you want to make sure your title is between 50 and 75 characters, and you also want to include very specific titles. Brand, size, item number and styles you need to, color, and we'll talk more about like how to create variant groups and things in a little while. In terms of descriptions, you want to include the product name, brand, keywords describing your item's features and benefits. Use synonyms like, for example, if you're selling a cardigan, you can use sweater. You want to avoid repeating the words too many times though. And you want it to be about 150 words or more. And you want to ensure the description is unique. You don't want to just be copying it from other sellers or other marketplaces. In terms of images, you always want to have the most images you can provide from all angles. The more images, the more likely the customer is to purchase the item because they can see it from every view. And then you also want to ensure your images follow the quality guidelines, which we'll also talk about a little bit. They recently changed those, and provide zoom-enabled high-resolution images of the product. In terms of key features, you always want to add these key features because when you're searching for it, those are most likely to come up first. In terms of attributes, these are some of the most important. This basically will create those drop downs you see very often of size, color, quantity, anything like that. So these are very important so that your customer can see what they're buying and have all the options to buy it right in one listing. So on Walmart, this is what you would see as a variation. If you look to the right, you'll see actual color. This will be a drop down and you'll have your different color options here. This really helps because when a seller is looking for a product, they'll be able to see all the colors it comes in one spot and won't have to search for other listings. This is what it would look like in the GeekSeller panel. It will show you all your different listings, but it will also show you that the group ID is all the same for those, which means that it's being grouped into one listing. So if you're working on a single product within GeekSeller, this is where you're going to see all of this, your group ID, your attribute names. This will be where you set up your variations. So if you're trying to sort your variations by color, you're going to choose color, and then down below they're going to give it a color. Just because there's all these attributes down below does not mean you need to use them. The only ones you need to use are the ones that apply to your products. So if you select color, you're going to give it a color. You can also choose a primary variant, which just means that's the first one. With variations, it's a little bit different than Jet. If some of you sell on Jet and Walmart, you'll notice this. With Jet, they have more of a parent-child relationship. Here, everything is really just grouped by that variant group ID. So not only can you do this right from within the GeekSeller platform, but you can also do it from a spreadsheet. So this is what it would look like if you were trying to set up the relationship in GeekSeller. You're giving it almost the same, your titles will be very similar, except that you're just going to change the color in them. So you do want to keep things very uniform, but also include those things like if you're going to do hot pink, hot blue, and green, you want to keep the main title the same, but add those attributes to it. Here you'll see under vary attribute name, they're sorting it by color. They have color filled in, and then you have your variant group ID, which is made up by you. So it can be any number you choose. So this group ID, like we've talked about, it can be something that you make up, you choose for this. That is what's going to group them together. So you want to make sure they all have the same group ID when making an attribute. Variations differ between platforms. As you can see here, here's a few examples of how they're set up. Amazon, Jet, and Walmart all do them very differently. So if you are importing from different platforms, you may have to slightly adjust your data based on that import. It depends on where it's coming from and where it's going to. Most of the time we can import a lot of data just fine, but you may have to make a few small adjustments. But as you can see, your big ones, Jet and Walmart here, they do vary. So if you're selling on Jet or Walmart and then decide to sell on the other, just make sure you understand those, that they're different before setting them up. Swatch images, these are also something you can set up when you're setting up your attributes or your variations. Instead of having a color dropdown, you can also choose between your swatch colors. This can be set up from within GeekSeller, and you can always have more than one attribute. So if you have, say, these shorts in several different sizes and different colors, you can just set those up so that they can choose a color and then a size. So like I said, the swatch images can be set up from GeekSeller. All you're doing is to the right of the attributes that you're setting up, you're going to see swatch image, and you're going to link to your image, and then you're going to put what it is. So in this case, they're linking color, and you'll just put color there. Insights can also be found in GeekSeller. This is going to be found under your Tools tab, and then Insights. Here you can find prices of competing offers and manually adjust them. So on the right here, you'll see all different prices, if there's a better price being sold, what your price is, and the price on Walmart. So in that case, if you see a different price and would like to change yours, you can easily just go over to your retail price, change the price, and submit it to Walmart again. Adjusting product information after submissions. This can be sometimes a little bit challenging on Walmart if there's more than one seller selling the product. A lot of times you'll have to prove with certain information that, say you want to change a description, you may need a manufacturer page or information directly from them to change that information. If you're the only one selling it, it's generally pretty easy. You just resubmit it through GeekSeller and it changes. If there is more than one seller and you're submitting it over and over to Walmart and nothing is changing, chances are we'll just have to reach out to Walmart and see if we can work with them to get it changed to the correct one. There was recently an update on images for the fashion category, which starts on April 21st. Some of the categories affected are men's and women's apparel, kids apparel, baby apparel, jewelry, watches, shoes, accessories, and travel and luggage. So what you want to do is make sure all of your images are meeting these requirements. And if you need any help with that, you can contact our team and we can try and help you through that process. Here at GeekSeller, we have a repricer, which is included with your account, so it's at no extra fee. Basically, what our repricer does is you're able to set a minimum and a maximum amount. And what our system will do, it will bid up or down based on what other sellers are selling the product for to win you the buy box. So this is a great tool to use. We have a lot of documentation on it, so if you need help, please let our team know. But this comes with your account, so feel free to ask any questions about that. Dealing with errors on Walmart, sometimes you will see common errors, sometimes you'll see things that you may not know. Our team can help you with some of those errors, but some of the most common ones are a timeout error, which you'll see in your feeds. The simple solution is just to resubmit the product after a few minutes or maybe an hour, and usually it will go through. Wrong images, if your images are hosted on something like Amazon, what we'll have to do is just move them to ours, and it's a simple fix, so you can just reach out to our team and do that, or you can use Dropbox links. We also have documentation to this in our FAQs. Missing required data, this is usually one of our biggest ones. When setting up attributes, you may have missed a color or a brand or something like that, so just simply filling that information in and resubmitting will fix that. We do have a great FAQ page, so if you have any questions, you can go to support.geekseller.com and just search for a solution, and most of them are there. If you don't see it, you can contact our team. You can contact us by email at support@geekseller.com. We have a live chat Monday through Friday, 11 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. Or you can schedule a phone call with us. And if there is an FAQ that you'd like us to add, please feel free to reach out and let us know. A little bit about why products are unpublished. One of the main ones we have seen lately is a price issue, which is usually reasonable price not satisfied. What you want to do is you want to research competition, make sure your UPCs and EAN codes are correct. And then if you are priced lower than the competition, but your product is still unpublished, you want to contact Walmart and let them know and try and work with them to get that published again. A good thing to use is our repricer, because that will automatically do it for you. You just want to make sure that you're not selling the same product on 3 different sites at a much higher price or lower price. Basically, they just want a competitive price. So some of the categories that need pre-approval are fragrances, luxury brands, software, cell phones, Halloween and seasonal, and baby and grocery. So if you do see something unpublished because of that, you want to email Walmart at trustandsafety@walmart.com and work with them to get those approved. There are just some restrictions with categories as well as brands, which we'll talk about next. When dealing with your errors, the first place you do want to check is your export status or your feed status. Here you'll be able to see what errors you have. If you click on see details, it will list you out all of your errors. If you don't understand one, feel free to contact our team, but most of them will tell you if you're missing something like a brand or that timeout error like we talked about. So here's a list of some of Walmart's restricted brands. We also have this as an FAQ in GeekSeller, and Walmart has it listed as well. They do not allow you to sell in these brands. So if you do and you see your product unpublished, that's probably why. So some of those feed limits, basically what a feed is every time you submit a product or a group of products to Walmart, it will create a feed. and that's where you'll see those errors or if it processed successfully. The limit is 10 feeds per hour, and what we recommend is submitting multiple products at once. So if you're looking to submit 10 products or 11 products, if you do each one at that 11th product, it's going to stop you from submitting them. So you can also submit them 11 at a time, and that would equal to 1 feed. So if you're going to be submitting things like that, definitely try and do it in multiples. We also have something called a bulk price update where you can export all of your prices, update them, and import them back to GeekSeller. Once they're in GeekSeller, you can export them to Walmart. That's considered 1 feed instead of having to go one by one. Same with your quantity updates. You can export it, re-import, and send them off to Walmart all in one. In terms of how to contact Walmart, you can either contact our team to help you, or you can create a case in your seller center. There are a few things that GeekSeller cannot discuss with Walmart because they happen to do with the sellers, things like suspension or payments of any type. So you can definitely contact our team and we'll try to get as much information as we can. But there are some cases where you'll have to contact Walmart directly. We do have a report section. This is under your tools, and then you'll see reports. You can download sales data and kind of go through and see which products we're selling and how many and for how much. So it's definitely a good resource in terms of sales reports. So we're going to start the QA process. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat and we'll answer them as they come. So our first question, which Daniel's going to help us answer, can we enter extra keywords for listings? So you can enter extra keywords for any of your listings, and that's available in GeekSeller. The next question is there a way to change tracking if wrong tracking was submitted? So on Walmart, you'll need to contact your buyer directly, which you can find their email address in GeekSeller under the order. And then you want to create a case in your Walmart Seller Center and just let them know that the tracking was entered incorrectly. So the next question is, do you know if Walmart offers anything like brand registry? We are the manufacturer of our product and want to avoid counterfeiters or scammers.
And yes, the Walmart can provide some kind of brand protection, but it has to be done one-on-one with Walmart and to learn more how to do that.
Yeah, so we recommend just submitting a case directly to Walmart for that. The next question is, what is the absolute best way to increase organic search placement on Amazon? They focus primarily on consistent sales volume and reviews.
Let's see. Right. Walmart and Jet, they work similar to search engines and to other marketplaces. So yes, the more sales happen for a particular product, then it also goes up in the search results. Keywords are important, and also how well prepared the listing is. So the more images you have, the better. The more attributes you have, then it will be ranked higher. The reviews also are important, but I mean the good part is that actually Walmart and Jet they exchange reviews between those two. They share reviews between those two platforms. So if you get a review on one platform, then it may transfer to the other one. And Walmart and Jet they encourage buyers automatically to write reviews. Sellers cannot do anything about this. You cannot reach out really to buyers and ask them for reviews. You cannot also import reviews to Jet or Walmart, so it has to happen organically through the regular process of writing reviews.
Our next question is Walmart SEO based on the listing title only? What about the description and extra keywords? Where does Walmart put the highest search percentage value?
Right. So, I mean, we don't have any detailed studies on this. This is something that we are still investigating and trying to figure it out. But the unofficial documentation of Walmart states that they take under consideration all of those information, which is title, description, and keywords. So it's just a mixture of those three.
The next question is, even though I am the manufacturer and only seller of my SKU on Walmart, I'm still getting the reasonable price, not satisfied, unpublished error.
Right. Yeah. So that Kelly also mentioned. It happens. There are many SKUs and products that Walmart is analyzing and trying to figure it out what's the price that would make your product be unpublished. And sometimes it happens that there's either a delay to get your product published, or for some reason there is some kind of cache on their site, and you have to actually contact Walmart support and ask them to publish your product. It also happens to resubmit quantities and pricing to do some kind of refresh of the data on Walmart site. But sometimes, unfortunately, you have to also manually contact Walmart, reach out to them, and point out the specific SKUs that should be republished. Like when you are doing this, it's very important to actually provide some kind of links to other sites and to give some kind of proof that your pricing on Walmart.com is competitive.
Okay, so our next one is, do you know what standard Walmart uses to determine reasonable price? For example, do they crawl Amazon to find the standard pricing of an item, which I think Daniel pretty much just covered. They do check other platforms to see what that product is selling on to determine what the best price should be.
Yeah, we don't know the details how, but it's not only Amazon. There are also cases that we see that when a seller is selling their product on their own website for less, it also triggers the issue. So it's just from multiple. The source is taken from multiple places.
Next question is it important to launch a product on Walmart to spike organic placement like on Amazon?
I mean, so Walmart, of course, is a big website. The search engine likes this website very much. So publishing your product on Walmart and publishing your product on your own website very often will make Walmart being higher in search results for specific keywords or for the names of your product. So if this is what we mean here, then yes, definitely Walmart is a good platform to actually boost your sales and awareness of your product, and also increase chance to get your products found online.
So the next one is, why are HP products restricted on Walmart?
Right. So so there are many of those brands restricted. It's simply because the companies do not want just want to have a control over what's sold and for how much. We don't have any specifics why, but just like regular sellers, they want to protect their brand and do not allow others to sell their products. Larger companies, they want to control how their products are distributed online. So that's the really main reason.
The next one is, does GeekSeller automatically crawl my eBay listings to transfer to my GeekSeller account, or do I need to do something on my end to transfer updated eBay listings?
Right. So you have to manually request import of your products from eBay. So you just have to either you can import all of the products again and override data in our system, and from here you can transfer them to Walmart or Jet, or you can, for example, import only new products from eBay. We do not do it automatically. We used to do it, but we found a lot of issues with any automation of this process, simply because of the some unintended overwriting of data. So you have to perform some manual steps to actually bring data. But we have pretty good scripts to import data from eBay and automatically transfer them to our Jet and Walmart portal in a way that we just transfer this data to Walmart and Jet friendly formats, so that you can more or less without almost any adjustments submit them to Jet and Walmart.
Yeah, and if you need any help with that, you can contact our team and we're happy to help.
Yeah, and of course you can always adjust any data. So very often you want to adjust some content to make it more friendly for Jet and Walmart and to meet the requirement. And again, we can also do it through the CSV file or through our interface.
And it looks like the last question is, are Canon and Brother products also restricted? I do see Canon, but I don't see Brother on the list. So just if you want to confirm that, you can contact Walmart directly. We have a few more. So a little bit more about the HP products. We don't actually know, like you're saying, they were open and now closed. We won't know if they're ever open to a third party again. That would be something that Walmart would announce. I seem to have a lot of double listings in GeekSeller. One is live and the other is not. Is there a symptomatic way to clean that up?
So yes, we have to really figure it out what's the reason for the double listings. I mean, it's very often it happens when you transfer products from your Amazon spreadsheet to our system. And if you're selling the same product on FBA and FBM, those are two the same products with different SKU, and you can submit a product to Walmart and Jet only once. You cannot submit the same product twice. So this could be the reason. And yeah, I mean, with a little bit of work with search within our system or with a CSV file, we can clean it up for you. So it's the best idea would be probably to just contact our support and we can assist with that.
If given the choice, does Amazon listings transfer better to Walmart than eBay?
So Amazon has many restrictions in terms of the of what's legal to transfer from Amazon. So we do not support a full import of data from Amazon to our system. So there's always some manual work needed, and very often you need to have your own spreadsheet that you used originally from Amazon. This is all done in order to comply with Amazon legal restrictions. On eBay, they're more open for importing data about listings. So I would recommend, if you have eBay account, then try to do it through eBay.
And what if the pricing is set the same on the Amazon platform pricing to Walmart on the same item, but the shipping charge on Amazon is a base charge, and if free shipping on Walmart, the item gets unpublished because of pricing comparison, not picking up the shipping?
Right. So yeah, there are some limitations, I guess, on the way that Walmart is comparing the pricing, but yeah, Walmart compares pricing with shipping. So I mean, we can if we can see an example, then we can maybe give some advice. But I mean, this pricing thing is tricky, and very often each case is slightly different. But yeah, the pricing, the Walmart takes under consideration the price of the product plus shipping.
And it looks like that's pretty much all the time we have for questions right now. But if anybody has any further questions or needs any help with anything, please you can email our team at support@geekseller.com, or you can reach us by our live chat or schedule a phone call with us. So thank you everybody for being here. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us.